Deborah began her teaching career at Diamond Bar High School 29 years ago, after 13 years in banking. Since then, she has taught every class the English department offers except for sophomores and AP Language and Comp, which I recently laughed at thinking, gee, those are the classes I always teach. What does she know that I'm missing? In addition, Deborah has been a dean for 3 years, a club advisor, I believe, for probably all the years she's been here, and for the last 10 years, she has been the yearbook advisor, making one book better than the next, with the last year's book winning the prestigious Silver Crown Award from Columbia Scholastic Press Association. And having done the yearbook for saying congratulations for that award seems very inadequate. It's an amazing job, Deborah. We all know that Deborah stepped up this year to help with WASC, but Deborah has worked tirelessly on every WASC team committee we've had or visit to this campus over the years. I guess that wasn't enough for Deborah because she spent 10 years working for the state WASC team. 3 of those years she served as chair. Deborah has been chosen Teacher of the Year twice and once as District Teacher of the Year. It has been a full career and one from which all of us have benefited. The IB, AP Literature programs, WASC, Common Core, ELD, new dean, new principal, old principal, new teachers, veteran teachers, it doesn't matter. Deborah has lent a helping hand. Deborah has been the go-to person on campus for quite some time. And I know because I have spent many days watching teachers, aides, administrators, and not just the ones from the English department, walk in and out of her room. I have no idea what they want from her, but they leave always saying, thanks, Deborah. On several occasions, I have even found myself telling people, you know, I usually ask Deborah about stuff like that. Why don't you check with her? So again, I apologize for that, Deborah. The thing is, people don't go to Deborah because they're looking for a yes person. They go to her because Deborah would never say no to begin with, and they go to her because of her intelligence, her experiences in education, and her boundless energy and willingness to help. I don't think there's anyone here who hasn't been touched by Deborah in some way over the years, directly or indirectly. Deborah's passion for teaching and her devotion to her work and to her students has permeated this campus for as long as I remember. She is respected by her peers as well as her students who return year after year to see their favorite teacher. There are also not many people in this room today who cannot take my place up here or who would not want to have a chance to say publicly, it's been great working with you, Deborah. Thank you for all of your help. We've laughed with Deborah, we've argued with Deborah, and always we have respected and appreciated Deborah. On a personal note, Deborah's wit and good nature has been an enjoyable and influential part of my tenure as her neighbor. While Deborah has not convinced me that WASC is not a waste of our time, or that I should move from Camp Bernie to Camp Hillary, she has convinced me that Diamond Bar will not be the same without her, and neither will I. Deborah has been a friend and respected colleague. I will truly miss her. I have no doubt I am not alone in that sentiment. Deborah, we know your days of giving to your community and your family are far from over. We wish you well on your new adventure. Congratulations, Deborah.
You'll notice that we have a clock for Deborah. And the other retirees this year, it's because she said she didn't want any of those damn chairs that fund.
Whole room in that house. Oh, how pretty this is. That's lovely. Well, I wanted to say thank you. It's going to take me a while to get through this, so I'll go as quickly as I can. My goal for talking today was to be sure I did not break John Good's 20. I thought about this, it's like, I have to do this more efficiently than that, please. First, I want to say thank you, but thank you for the little things. The hellos and how are yous, the how's your daughter doing, and all of those bits and pieces which stitch the days together. They make us community. They make us feel a part of a larger group. You know, we spend all of our time with kids, and that is life's blood if you love teaching. But it's the adult context, those little bits and pieces that make the days go by. The jokes coming in from the parking lot, the neighborly chats, the discussion of Bruin sports. Anyway, you know, we keep hoping, we do our best. Those things just make the days go by, and so for that I'm very thankful. It made me feel welcome in such a case. I'm not even to the serious part. Okay, but if I'm going to say thank you, I do have to apologize. I know how stern my voice can sound. I know I am capable of, I don't know, stripping flesh off bones at 30 feet. However, it is almost never, and I think that sometimes they're retired, but it's almost never my intention to do so. And so I apologize if I have done that, because I really didn't mean to. Next. 29 years is a long time, and I would have told you I would not have stayed that long. That I would get restless, want to go do something else, and just move forward. But I love teaching, and that's been really good. But there's this extra piece that's made it even better. So for those of you who aren't already, I strongly suggest you work with kids outside of your classroom. Some of us just teach, and as English teachers especially, oh, that kid can't write. I have no idea what they're going to do in the future. Oh my God, oh my God. And you know, math kids who can't get through Algebra 2 straight honors. Only a diamond bar, but anyway. You know, we tend to evaluate them by the way they do in our class, and we forget there are some of the most amazing people you've ever seen. If you're a coach, a club advisor, you know these things. But if you haven't done any of that lately, you really need to go do it. Oh my gosh. Some of my fondest memories with kids are in those projects outside of the classroom. I did an international festival in 1991. Lord help us. I mean, well, 300 kids in the club. In those days, International Club rivaled Key Club, or just any other club on campus, actually. We had 13 booths, 300 kids working on this thing. 1,000 people came through the door from 6 to 10 at night. I mean, who knew? We'd never tried anything like this before. I had 4 guy officers, and it's 11 o'clock at night. The gym is as clean as we can make it. We're dragging everything back up to my room. And I looked at them and said, I did a quick count of the money. And this is how much we made. The joy on these guys' faces. They were chest thumping. They were high-fiving, the low-fiving, but they were high-fiving me. They were so excited. It was so palpable. We did it for 4 more years. I did it for 4 more years, I guess you could say. But I will remember their celebration for forever. I would never have known about a lady named Jasmine Wynn, basketball player, class of 2012. She was amazing. In the classroom, you couldn't tell. She was so quiet. You couldn't get her to answer a question if your life depended on it. An English teacher would begin to wonder if they know how to read. Put her on the basketball court, and I've been here for 29 years, and I go to enough sporting events. Pound for pound, that woman was the most competitive child I've ever seen. She was amazing. Women's basketball is a kick to watch. They were mean. They stomp on each other's feet. They're like, oh my God. I remember Jasmine, limping off the court, know, Tony has to pull her out of the game because she can't, you know. And 2-3 minutes, she's back in there, down low on those feet of hers, coming at somebody who's twice her size. You can't get that sitting in a classroom. You have to go work with them in the other things that they do. In a club, in a yearbook, all of these other places, you're missing something. And your 29 or 30 years will go so fast. It will just go, and it's gone. Because it just fills your time here. So go find something to be involved with. They need club advisors so badly. There are people who have 5 or 6 clubs, and some of you just go do it. Just go do it. Okay. This is the last piece. I think I'm still under my 20 minutes. Maybe not. English teacher. At the end of every year, I march the IB kids into their final exam, paper 2, and I read them a poem that I've written, and it's the fastest review of an English lit year that you can imagine, but they all sort of go, oh yeah, okay. So you're stuck. I wrote one, and here's the last of it. A thoughtful process. Well, this year was meant to be one of thoughtful process. You know, proving to myself that it was the best I could make it. A new novel, a new play, new questions to ask along with the tried and true. But I knew I was much too hopeful, because not one year has ever been anything less than a headlong rush to the end with countless deadlines and too many papers to grade. Even so, there's still one last lesson I need to prepare. It's moving from here to not here. It requires that same thoughtful process. I'm surprised to find that I've been shedding this place like a second skin, taking books home when I finish teaching them, deciding what is mine and what belongs to my classroom. Dividing up 29 years between this place and not this place. I watched others struggle with this leave-taking, biting back the tears, and I've decided I must find a way to do this gracefully. Because you see, I cry ugly. my face turns red, my eyes become puffy slits as tears roll down my cheeks. Hardly a dignified ending for a long career. But how do I move from here to not here? How do I forget all the things I dislike without losing all the joy? I turn grammar books into the library, never ever to touch them again. In my mind's eye, I toss stacks of essays on a bonfire, and I litter the 57 freeway throwing old files out as I speed away from the school. But then, how do I forget? The tiny gasps of freshmen when they realize that Romeo really does take poison and dies to follow his beloved. How do I erase the memory of one more senior bursting open into the room to announce that they've gotten into their dream school? And how do I forget the sight of a proud yearburger clutching their first creation? As always, this too will take a lot more time than I thought. In the meantime, like a proud gymnast who has completed an amazing feat, I should raise my hands above my head and with a flourish say, ta-da! And curtsy with a bravado my titanium knee does not have.